If you've been following my page for a while, then you know that I'm a real estate broker in the Seattle-Bellevue region who helps buyers and sellers transact. Now, I've been doing this for about 3 years, and it's actually officially my time to purchase my own home, which I'm super excited about. Now, I come from a family of real estate investors, so I've seen the world for a very long time. And of course, I'm a realtor, so I do think that creating a series from the lens of a professional in the industry could be really interesting if you're looking to buy sometime in the near future. So I'm going to be documenting everything from the initial tours, contract to close. And I don't know how long this process is going to take. It could be a few months, it could be years, but I'm just going to have you along for the whole ride. In today's very first video, we're going to be breaking down what Blake and I are kind of looking for in a home and our strategy towards our first purchase. We're also going to be talking about our price point and kind of what we think we're going to pay. And after we go through all of that, I'm going to be touring 3 different properties so you can see exactly what we're kind of looking for. And we're going to go neighborhood by neighborhood. So this week on our list is going to be Greenwood. So my fiance and I are getting married in September of this year, and we're thinking of hopefully purchasing sometime in 2027 and maybe 2028. We'll see. And what we're kind of looking for is a rental property, something that we can hold on to after we live there for a few years and put renters in. So it's not going to be like our family home because, you know, we plan to maybe have kids in a few years, potentially like 4 to 5 years. So we're not primarily concerned with necessarily if it's going to be in a good school district, but we do want something that's going to be in an appreciating area, and I know quite a bit of Seattle is kind of at a plateau, and we definitely don't want to do that. We're looking at ideally getting something turnkey and move-in ready. That way we don't have to worry about maintenance down the line. Ideally, it's also lower maintenance because we know that that'll be a lot easier to manage when we're no longer living there. So we're kind of thinking of something more townhome-esque. There's a lot of inventory and you can get a pretty good deal right now for those types of properties. Now, in terms of square footage, we really want something over 1,200 square feet, ideally more. And we want to have some kind of outdoor space, whether that's a rooftop deck or an expansive patio. We'll see, but that's really important. There definitely also needs to be good parking because the both of us drive all over the region for work. We'd also really like to have 3 bedrooms so that we can have a home office and then a guest bedroom and then our own. As mentioned before, we want to be somewhere that hasn't really reached a plateau with price. It'd be great if we could see some appreciation. So we're looking outside of the more popular neighborhoods. So for example, we really love North Seattle, you know, Ballard, Green Lake. So we're kind of looking just north along Greenwood, which is seeing a lot of development. We're also looking really up north all the way through Linwood, maybe even Mukilteo. We're checking out maybe West Seattle and kind of the South Burien area. And of course, we love the east side, so maybe we'll check out Bothell, but I don't think that we're going to find what we want there. And now that brings me to price. So ideally, we want to spend no more than $650,000. This is my max, and I think my fiance's max is closer to 600. However, we do have some helpful things going on. First of all, I don't have to pay a buyer broker compensation, so that's going to reduce the purchase price a little bit. We also are going to be putting about $100,000 down on our home. That's what we're kind of thinking right now because we just want to focus primarily on a low monthly payment so that when this home does become a rental, we can get the most return for the rental income that we get. So those are kind of our parameters for financing. And now that you know what we're kind of looking for, today I'm going to be touring 3 different houses, and as I create this series, I'm just going to go neighborhood by neighborhood in the places that we're kind of interested in checking out. So this week we're going to be going to Greenwood, which is what I mentioned a little earlier. It's just north of Ballard. Blake is on a work trip right now, but he'll probably be in some of the other future videos. All right, so let's go take some tours. Okay, so overall recap of home number one, I think it was a really strong contender. Some of the things I really loved were the kind of warmer wood, totally move-in ready condition. I thought the fact that we had a lower level kind of suite separated from the upper level is really nice. That was something Blake and I kind of talked about wanting. And then the rooftop deck with the views, would love to see it on a sunny day. That was beautiful. And I loved the fireplace and the kitchen. Honestly, really strong contender. The only piece that I don't love so much is just the busy road. I don't think it's horrible, but I just, there's something about that is kind of undesirable for me. Like, I'd prefer to be a little bit more tucked away, but you know, we're early on and we don't know exactly where we're gonna end up yet. So yeah, that's recap of number one. Really strong start. Okay, property two. Okay, overall thoughts on this one. I think it is a bit dark compared to the last one. Now I will say it's $615, whereas I believe the other was around $650, so it's a bit less expensive. I don't know if this home was justifiable at $615 compared to just fractionally more for the other one. That being said, like $650 is our top budget, so this is kind of more in line with what we want to spend. But it is just dark and I don't really love the finishes. On to the last home of the day. Okay, overall thoughts on this last home. I'm gonna compare it to the first one because I feel like I like them both. So this one, I think it has a better primary suite. As you can tell, this is awesome. I also like how the kind of second and third floor have their own suites. So it's like, main floor, traditional main floor, and then two upper levels versus the kind of split system of the first house. The only thing that this one is really lacking is just the fact that there's no outdoor space. I really love and need an outdoor space to enjoy. So I think the first one, as of our tour days today, really takes the cake. But of course, unsurprisingly so, it is the most expensive. But what I will say about this one is, this is by far the best bathroom of the tour day. So overall thoughts on actually touring, my general consensus is that I really love all the locations, but I do think in reality, we'll probably end up somewhere where the price per square footage is a little bit less expensive. Considering that this is going to be a rental someday, we just want to make sure we can get the lowest monthly payment possible. But we'll see. It was a great tour day, and like I said, I want to compare different prices of what we're looking for in different areas. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I feel like I learned a ton about what I'm looking for, and it's going to be the first of many. So subscribe, follow along, so you can see how this whole process ends up shaking out, and stay tuned because I have a lot of really helpful real estate content. Attached above is a playlist of all sorts of different Seattle neighborhoods, so check that out if you're on the house hunt, and let's connect. All my information is down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.